Hey, how's it going, everybody? It is Colin here, talking ball. I'm joined with my lovely co-host Jose, who doesn't have his glasses on at the moment. I'm not sure I've ever seen you without glasses, Jose. You're looking mighty good there, my man. Everybody though, welcome in. Jose, how's your day going, man? Work's over.
Yeah, it's work's over for today. Tomorrow at the end of the week, so it's my first week back after being on leave, and yeah, it's been busy, but in a good way busy. And
Yeah,
all I've
you,
got to
you
say,
made it.
right, is that Scott Colliver that's in the chat?
Who do we got here already? Yes. So first we've got Adrian saying good afternoon to me, to everybody else, and then Scott Culver's in the house. Scott, how is it going, buddy?
Do you know what? I haven't got my glasses on, so I can't see writing that small. So all I could see is whoever it was a member. I can
Yep.
see that because there's a round thing next to the name, and I had to really focus and think, well, does that say Scott Colliver? Because I cannot see the writing at all with my glasses off.
Hey, man. I got bad eyes too. I noticed it last night. I was playing some video games with Beth, and I was like, "Hold on, what does that say?" So yeah, it's time for glasses for me too.
Oh,
But
yes,
everybody
yeah.
out there,
Yesterday I was told that my eyesight, when I went for my appointment, I was told that my eyesight on the right-hand side has decreased in the last 2 years.
yikes! That's no good, man. That's no good. Everybody out there, take care of your eyes. Get your eyes checked. You know, don't be like Jose and me. But it is good to see everyone. I'm really glad that everybody's here. It is Thursday. We are almost through the week. Yeah, and I get to do my favorite thing, which is talk to you guys about the love of my life, Tottenham Hotspur. And there's been some stuff going on today. It's not exactly a crazy news day, but there's things. Things have happened, and I can't wait to talk to you guys about them, get your points of view, and just see how you're feeling about things. And the specs. Oh, I thought you were putting the specs back on. Nope.
No,
No
I only
specs.
did that to see someone else put something in the chat, right? Someone
It's
else.
Nick. It's our boy
round table
Nick.
Okay, so this is what I'm saying to you. It's difficult for me to
Well,
see.
I'll get it. I'll read them to you. No worries, buddy.
So
And
while
everybody,
Nick's here, Nick, on my community page on LTL Cockerel, I have 2 competitions that start tomorrow. One is Predict the Premiership and one is Fantasy Football. If you want to enter them, you need to go onto my community page. And tomorrow, yeah, I'm just going to say that for now. It's just I know that Nick has played it and played stuff in the past, and I've noticed that he's not on there yet.
Nick, get on there, man. We'd love to have you. We'd love to have you. And we don't want anybody starting out at a disadvantage, missing a week, having to play catch up. That's no fun for anybody.
And does that say Mr. Agambar?
It does. It does.
Okay,
And he says,
I'm going to stop.
too late.
I'm going to stop. Sorry, can I say I'm going to stop doing this now because I can't see the writing, so I'm not going to stop you anymore. And say, is that blah blah? Is that blah blah? I'm going to
No,
leave it for now.
I kind of like it. It's like you guessing like what you. It's kind of fun. But yes, that is Chris. He's saying that it's too late for him. He's already wearing bifocal glasses. Yeah.
I haven't even bought myself a pair of bifocals yet. I think that's
They,
going to have to be my next
they've been
step.
telling my mom she needs them, and she just says no. Oh no, I don't want those.
Yeah, us
Um,
old people are a bit stickler.
yeah, I get it. I get it. She wouldn't have the arm surgery. She wouldn't. You kind of do what you want after a while, and I respect that. Nick says that he'll take a look. He's just been very busy. We get it, buddy. We get it. No worries. Good to have you here. Scott Colliver saying Basuma getting banned for only 1 week is very lenient. That is a topic that we will touch on. I don't want to just absolutely beat it to death, but we will hit it. Um, Adrian is telling you to eat fruits rich in antioxidants to help your eyesight. Purple grapes, blueberries, plus take a chelated zinc supplement and cod liver oil. Adrian, the doctor, has got all
Okay,
kinds
so
of.
Adrian, I eat all types of fruit, including cranberries, blueberries, black grapes. I eat beetroot. I eat all sorts of things that are purple and red and stuff in my fruits and in my diets and whatever I eat. And I take cod liver oil as well, supplements, and I take supplements that include zinc. It ain't helping my eyesight, nothing. But
But
thanks for the consultation, though.
I was gonna say we've got a resident doctor in the house. We've got a resident scout. We've got a resident doctor. We're good. We've got everything we need here. We little community of everybody. Um, but yeah, we've got a Nick agreeing that it's pretty lenient on this, and then Donna Collins in the house. Hey Donna, it is like time. It's transfer time. You need to get busy, Donna. That's all I got to say. But hello to you as well. Um, yeah, and then oh look at this. Ben Kaufman, everybody. Ben Kaufman from the coffee company is in the house. Big up, Ben. Hope you're doing well, buddy.
Afternoon, Ben.
Hope the coffee was delicious this morning to get your day going. And Donna's reminding me I forgot the resident PR specialist. You're right, but like I said, Donna, you got to get to work. We need you to push Mr. Levy to get some signings. Destiny Five's in the house. Big up, Destiny. What's up, buddy? Good to have you here, man. Good to have you here. Welcome in, everybody. I'll just say it like that. And then, of course, thanks to all members and subscribers. I'm an idiot and haven't got the subscribers link or the members link in there. I'll do that in just a second. And then I also wanted to say, Talking Ball coming to you from Bexhill and Evansville. I love saying that. Just the slight rhyme. It makes me happy. So yeah, man.
Who's just coming at the bottom?
We
Is that
got
Johnny Vasco?
Yeah, it is. Oh yeah.
Okay. He starts his road trip tomorrow.
Yeah, he's excited. I'm excited for him. I'm jealous if I'm being completely honest. But yeah, absolutely. You, Johnny, you have a good time, buddy. Be safe, and
I'm going to do the show.
Take some photos.
I'm going to do the show without glasses. I've had it now.
Yes, there you go. There you go. Ben's saying back to reality after being in Italy. I know that's a tough feeling, but hey, man, life is good. You got this. You can find joy and happiness in everyday life.
My sister's flying from Lisbon today to Napoli.
Really? I love to see Naples is whenever I went to Italy, that's the area we went to in like southern Italy. And
so they went they flew from London to Corunna. I spent 3 weeks in Corunna.
Wow.
They've spent 3 weeks in Lisbon, or just outside of Lisbon. And now they're flying to Napoli. Well, they're flying to Napoli today. I spoke to them when she was at the airport in Lisbon. Flying to Napoli today for 5 or 6 days. And then from there, they're flying for 5 days to Sardinia.
Ooh, I've never been there. See, I've only been to like Amalfi Coast area and like touristy spots, basically.
And then flying back from Sardinia to home. So.
That's awesome. Hey, man, that's great. And it's wonderful that, she's able to like have that much time to take.
She's a school teacher, so they get the school time off, don't they?
That's a good idea. Yeah, maybe I'll be a school teacher. I like that. Peter Kagayas is in the building. 1:15 a.m. in Melbourne. Pete,
I hope you're well, Pete. I hope you're well, mate. I hope everyone's behaving themselves in Melbourne for you and not giving you headaches during tonight.
Agreed. Big agree. Ben saying not today because he had an allergic reaction to his new sun cream because he ran out of his favorite. Man, I'm sorry about that. I hope you get better. Everybody, spare a thought for Ben and his allergies. Hope you get better soon, my man. And then he says he was just in Sardinia. Look at that. That
Oh, was
small
he?
world.
Hmm.
Very, very small world.
Interesting.
Yeah, and Destiny 5's pointing out your sister's living the good life. Absolutely. And look at this. Ian Meth is in the house. Belated afternoon. Ian, good to see you, buddy.
Good
Always great to have
afternoon,
you.
Mr. Meth. Good afternoon, sir.
Destiny 5 sister is a teacher. See, we need those. Teachers are important. Ian Meth. And then look at this. Kuva99 is in the house. This is a name I haven't seen for ages. I saw him in a WhatsApp chat this morning, and I thought, I missed that, man. So I'm really glad you're here, Kuva. One of the good ones, Kuva. Very, very, very glad to have you. So guys,
Afternoon,
let's.
Cougar, mate.
Yeah, Kuva is top notch. So big love, Kuva. And guys, someone had already kind of mentioned it, so I'll just hit it. I've been calling it the nitrous incident. One match ban by the look of things. Too much or too little, or do you not give a shit at all? Because I'm almost to that point myself. And it was actually, I don't want to name names. Somebody pointed out in the group chat that, yes, this is an illegal substance, but it's an illegal substance that's only recently become illegal. It is legal still in many parts of Europe and around the world. So it could just be that he just simply didn't know. Football players aren't always known for being up to date with things because they don't really have to be. Anyway, I don't know. Do you one match ban, Jose, too little or too much, or not caring anymore?
He knew what he was doing because they all know what it is. Because a lot of footballers do it. He's not the only one. A lot of them do it, and a lot of them have become recently hooked on.
I saw an article about it.
Yeah,
yesterday.
People have become hooked on it. Same as what footballers get hooked on sleeping tablets and stuff like that. So they get hooked on it. They know it's an illegal substance, illegal to do, and he's gone and done it. I said on the other day, and I can't remember if it's on your channel, my channel, or I can't remember if it's on Spurs. No, it's either your channel or my channel. Earlier this week, I turned around, and when I was asked this question, I turned around and said that doing this and becoming in the public domain for anybody who has a normal job, this would then mean that you've committed what I believe to be gross misconduct, because what you're doing is you're bringing your company into disrepute by what you've done, by your actions. And anybody, and I'm by no ways am I an employment lawyer, but if I were to do that and I were to post it so everybody in the world could see, I'd be up for a gross misconduct charge of bringing my company into disrepute.
Oh, definitely. There would be some serious talks.
I would with gross misconduct. Gross misconduct ultimately, more often than not, leads to instant dismissal.
Exactly.
So the fact that he's only been given at the moment, all we know, because all the club have said today, or all that Ange said today in the presser, is that he's been given a 1-game suspension. So he's just not even that he's been given a 1-game suspension. All they said was he's been suspended for the Leicester
match against Leicester, but they didn't clarify if it's after that.
They didn't clarify what's going to go on after that and whether there's more internal stuff going on. They didn't clarify all that.
The actual quote from Ange is, he won't be available on Monday. We've suspended him from Monday's game. He needs to build that trust back with both me and the group. The door is open for him, and we can help him realize the decisions he makes impact their group. And I like that. I think that we've got a good manager in that. I don't know. He's good with the press. I feel like that was he did that pretty gracefully. I think. I think he answered that well, without almost politician like. He answered it without saying a whole lot, and sometimes that's, I think, the way to do things.
Like I said, for me, like I said the other day, my stance hasn't changed. If anybody else does that in any walk of life, and you're employed by a company, and you're not self-employed, but you're employed by a company, that is an act of gross misconduct and bringing your company into disrepute. And that's what I said the other day. I stand by that, and I'm not an employment lawyer, but that's what I stand by. I don't know whether this is the end of the matter. However, people may or may not feel about it. I don't know whether it's the end of the matter, because, as I said, all Ange said was that the club, he's been suspended for the game against Leicester, but they didn't go beyond any more words further to that. So people might read it to saying he's suspended for 1 game, he should have got more. We're not sure whether he's been given more or not. All they've said is that he's suspended for Monday night's game. What else do I think will happen? Listen, Bissouma carries baggage with him for whatever reason. He carries baggage with him, and I'm not. It's not the best look, and I think it's now down to the club on what the decision they want to make. Do they want to keep someone like that, or does Basuma feel that he needs to carry on and go somewhere else? You know, and that remains to be seen. So,
Yeah,
right, I'm gonna have to
absolutely.
I'm gonna put my glasses on for the next bit.
Yeah.
Did someone become a member?
Yes. So Pete K became a member, and then
Yeah,
look at this. He also gifted 5 Talking Ball memberships.
and they have gone
Peter.
to Roundtable Talk.
Yes. Good deal.
Mark Cousins, Dragons D Nuts,
Nice.
or 3Z Ahamam, and AJ.
Ah, nice. Wonderful. Peter, thank you so much, man. I hope to do a member show at a time where you can be there. Camera off if you prefer, but I would just love to hear from you, man. And thank you so much for joining up and for giving those memberships out. Helps the channel grow and helps us get more people on the member shows, which is
Oh, Ian.
ultimately what we
Oh,
want.
sorry. Ian Meth is an employment law specialist. I've just put my glasses on so I can read now.
Wait,
And he
sorry,
said,
I'm a couple behind here. Sorry
yeah,
about that.
sorry. No, I didn't really. I'm going to take my glasses off again. I only put them on because I saw green, and I thought I'd better let you know because you can't see who it's been given to.
Thank
So,
you. Yeah, I appreciate that. So real quick, Adrian said he's entered your predictions league. Hopefully
yes, Adrian.
correctly.
Yeah, Adrian. Yeah, you're in. Yeah, you became the 35th person. Yeah, you're in.
Awesome. Um,
In
Ian
predict the
Metz says,
Prem.
is
Yeah.
it just Ian says, is it just one match? Maybe they can get him a loan or transfer before the window ends. But then, conversely, we've got Coops saying that it's a massive overreaction from the fan base over Biss. In his opinion, it's being dealt with, and the sordid details don't need to be out in public. Big up Koopa. There's a lot of sides to this, and I see a lot of people's points, and I'm trying to be kind of political about it too. But
I haven't got a point though. All I'm just saying is I'm stating merely that anybody in this country who's employed would have committed gross misconduct. That's all I'm saying. I'm
yeah,
not saying it's
and
right, wrong, or whatever. I'm not saying that he should have been banned for more, less, or whatever. I'm just saying that in my eyes, like I said the other day clearly on the show, when this broke, I turned around and said, "Well, that's gross misconduct." That's all I'm
yeah,
saying.
and so I did not know that Ian was an employment law specialist. Is he pulling our leg? I don't think so.
No.
But he says it's a red card. Do not pass go. Do not collect 200 pounds. I like the Monopoly reference in there. Good stuff. But yeah, Ian, interesting stuff, man. Good to know. See, I'm learning more about you all the time, which I like as well. I like just to learn about the people in the community. It's so nice. Audio artist knows in the house saying afternoon peeps. Big up
Afternoon,
audio.
yeah.
Yes. Graham's in the house. Big up Graham.
Good afternoon,
Says
Graham, mate.
afternoon. Yep. Hope you're well as well, my friend. Pete says he should have got none, not one match ban. And then, oh, look at that. Big up, Pete. And then you would want me to go on a rant. Hey, you don't have to go on a rant, Peter, but if you wanted to, I definitely would like to hear it. Destiny saying that Ange reminds me of Bielsa at Leeds. If you don't find a way to shore up our defense, he will get the Levy chop, just like Bielsa did for not sorting out his defensive tactics. It's not sustainable. We'll have to see. That is a point. Do you see much similarities in their football, Jose? The Leeds team under Marcelo Bielsa versus Spurs under Ange. Do you see some similarities there? Some crossover in the styles?
No, I don't. I think the football. Although I've heard some in the fan base call our football chaotic, Bielsa's football was chaotic. Bielsa's football was high octane, 200 mile per hour stuff, and the fitness levels needed to be in a Bielsa team are far higher than the fitnesses that need to be under Ange Postecoglou, because they were like ultimate press and ultimate attack. That's all it was. It was ultimate press and ultimate attack. And every single player had to be like ultra fit in order to play that system. I think some of the people since Bielsa have left, they've gone on to other clubs and they probably think to themselves, thank God we don't have to do all that grueling stuff anymore. I'm talking about someone like Rafinha, who's gone to Barcelona and he's not playing no helter-skelter football anymore. He must be thinking to himself, thank God for that.
Yeah, I bet. And
yeah.
yeah, Yeah. And he's kind of a Pochettino-esque in that he tends to, like you said, run players into the ground.
I mean, that probably
So
suited. Calvin Phillips did really well under Bielsa, didn't he?
he
And then
did.
he,
He did. And
and
he
then,
has
and then
not
he
looked the
left.
same player since.
Nah, and then he's left and he's playing normal football, and he don't look right in normal football.
It's yeah. Some players
So
just suit certain systems. So
yeah,
yeah. Yeah. Interesting stuff. Destiny, thanks for that. Big up. And yeah, we'll have to see. I don't know. So I'm about the eternal optimist. That's probably what I should call myself. That's what it should say under my name. Colin, the eternal optimist. But I have a feeling that I don't know, things will be better this year. I really do. Second season in charge. Um, I feel like it has to get better, right? It only can, and if it gets worse, then yeah. Ben's saying here we need to learn how to defend. Maybe we're working on it, Ben. Hopefully we're working on it. Real quick, I just wanted to get to Coop's message. He said, if the humiliation lights a fire under Basuma and he knuckles down and works his ass off after being punished, then it could be positive in the long run. And that is an optimistic view, and I love it. Big up, Kuva. And yeah, absolutely. And Pete's agreeing. Let's hope so. So Adrian saying the January transfer window determines the future for a lot of the underperforming Spurs players. You can see that. So with that in mind, do you think that we're going to hang on to? Do you think we're hanging on to Skip? I know that that's a random time to throw that in, but
I understand what Adrian's comment is, but in all honesty, Adrian, I'd rather just get the players in now. Let's start with a squad that's bigger and better than what we currently have. And anything's going to be better than what we currently have because you're just going to add to what we've got. So just bringing in more will add to what we've got. And I'd rather do that at the start of the season. Yeah, then the people that underperform, people that don't fit and stuff like that, you either look at January or look at next year. A bit like what we did this year. We let people go in January that didn't fit. Hugo, Eric Dyer, and players like that went in January that didn't fit. And then now in the summer, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg's gone. Joe Rodon on the day didn't play first team football is gone. Royale's now gone. Endon Bailey's gone. The people that don't fit will get moved on. And at the end of the day, Postecoglou's here next season for next summer, which I hope he is. Then we will be moving out more people and regurgitating, rehashing the squad
exactly
like
evaluating who can come up from the younger, you know what I mean, from the under 21s. Yeah, exactly. And I like that. I think that's kind of the way that we need to operate. I've sort of felt like it's the way that Spurs should have been operating for a long time. It just feels more like the Spurs way.
We remained static for so many years, keeping the same players and just awarding contracts to players, and we seem to keep players for far too long and just kept rewarding contracts. And we weren't sprinkling angel dust at the same. That's not the right word. We weren't sprinkling some of that magic dust at the same time. So hopefully this will changes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Ben saying that our squad right now, though, is well too thin. We need to sign a left back now. Davis as a backup is a disgrace. I personally think that Jed Spence is our backup left back, my man. I understand that might not be something that makes people happy either, but I do think that he would get the game time ahead of Ben Davis. And I'm not sure if you agree with that, Jose, but it seems to me, if preseason's anything to go by, that that Jed Spence might be favored over Ben Davis.
Ben Davis is the cover at left centre back. He's not a left back. For me,
he can sort of do the inverted thing because he doesn't have to bomb up the pitch. He doesn't have, you know what I mean. He's not, but he does get when he does get up the pitch, he gets caught up there.
Don't bother. Don't even say these things to me. I remember playing Crystal Palace last season, and he only lasted till half time. He got skinned and he got roasted playing at left back. The guy just took him to the cleaners and handed him his
They
arse.
targeted him. I remember it too. He was targeted. They absolutely knew that side was the side to go down. They'd have Joy down that side, and it worked.
And he was taken off at half time. So.
Oh, look who else is in the house. Sorry, I skipped some comments to get here, but Nicholas Coulson, a.k.a. Barry, is in the house. Big up, Barry. I haven't seen you in ages either, man. God, it's good to see you. This is like a nice little reunion show almost. But he's saying that Ben Davis should be left back in the changing room. Oh, I like that. That's hilarious. Big up, bro. I'm glad you're here. We're gonna need to get you on the show sometime, man. I haven't seen your face. It's been too long. another thing here. Sorry, I have stuff to talk about, but these comments are so good. Ben saying that Basuma has played less good games than Ndombele in his Spurs shirt, and I don't know. I don't know. So when Ndombele had a good game, he would be like scoring goals, and you know what I mean. Like there was a couple of games where he scored. There was and those are memorable. You remember players scoring. I feel like that's something that sticks in your head better. But I do think that Basuma has had some good games for us. I don't think that he's been absolutely trash. Obviously, he hasn't been the same player that we saw at Brighton, obviously. But I do think that whenever he first came in, I believe there were glimpses where he looked good. He had a couple of good games. Um, it seems like they come in patches for him. He'll have one or two good matches and then many poor many poor ones, and then he'll have a good match and you think, oh, maybe this is it, maybe he's turning it around, and then boom, you're back to the poor quality Basuma. And I don't know, I saying this is total conjecture, is total guessing, but maybe it is something to do with his like party attitude. Maybe he's just not knuckling down and taking it seriously enough, because we saw him at Brighton, we saw how good of a player he was. Also, maybe he just couldn't make the step up. It does happen to people, but I find that hard to believe because he's playing against pretty much the same opposition, only with a better group around him. So I don't know. It's an enigma. He's a mystery to me, and we'll see if Ange can get anything out of him or if he gets him out of here. He's either going to get something out of him or get him out the squad. So we will see. Shemtan in the house. Big up Shemtan. Good afternoon, Mr. Colin and Mr. Jose. Hope you're both well today. Did you notice that neither of us are the boss today? We're both. He's got us as. I guess we're both the boss now. We've earned it. Big up, Septan. Good to have you here, buddy. Dang, and Ben Kaufman is just coming in hot. I love it. Spence will be slaughtered as a left back, and I really like Spence. Damn. See, I honestly don't know. I don't know if I agree, but again, I haven't seen enough sample size to definitively say that, and I don't want to look like an idiot later. So I'll just say I'll need to see more of him before I can definitively answer that. Do you? I think he's got the pace to recover. Obviously, that's something that Ben Davis doesn't have. That's where Ben Davis gets absolutely just beat up, is the fact that he gets done for pace, whereas that wouldn't happen with Spence. And so that's the main reason I would like him over there instead of Ben Davis. Daniel Coys, what up, dog?
Afternoon, Daniel.
To me, Basuma is not that important or good enough to justify me not wanting to sell him, get him gone. Fair enough. Fair dues. Destiny saying Robinson at Fulham would be good competition for you, doggy. Do you know much about him, Jose?
Anthony Robinson, don't you know him? He's your left back for
Holy shit! Yeah, I do. The American, and Pochettino will be coaching him soon.
Oh no! You don't know nothing about your own national team. Come on, son.
I don't know enough about him. That's true. It's just because yeah. But Pochettino is their manager now, supposedly. So I will absolutely be checking that out. Did you hear about that?
Right. Yeah. Sorry. Can you jump down to the bottom? Is that Leo?
Holy shit! It is. And it's his birthday.
Yeah. Everybody, it's Leo's birthday. So happy birthday to Leo. I've sent him a message already on in the group, but for everybody that doesn't know, it's Leo's birthday. Send him some love.
Boop. Big up, Leo. Love you, buddy. Always glad to have you here, man. And yeah, happy birthday. Hope it's a great one. Spend time with the family. I'm sure you are. And yeah, just enjoy your day, man. Big up. And look at this. Leo, happy birthday from Cuba. Quezali says happy birthday, Leo. Look at this, Scott. I'm just going to throw them all up there as they come up. Yeah, guys, thanks for showing the love. And Leo, thanks for being here on your birthday, dude. It means a lot. It means a lot. So, okay, I'm going to run back up to these comments. Coop saying, I've given up talking about who or what we need in favor of just looking at what we can do with what we have. We know we're not winning things under Enoch. Interesting. I think we could win a cup. I think we could win a cup, Goof, but not the league. Jamie Imber from Talking Tottenham TV says, just tuned in. Hi, guys. Let's talk Basuma. He needs to go. His attitude is like Ndombele. The window's still open. Get rid of. Dang. I don't know if it's as bad as Ndombele. That's tough, because Ndombele is the most like disgraceful player I've seen wear a Spurs shirt maybe in my entire time following Spurs. So to lump them together, I think is almost too much. But again, yeah, everybody's free to have their opinion. Um, would you put them together? Would you put them in the same box, Mister
Who?
Mister Jose?
Endon Bailey and Basuma?
Yeah, attitude
Nah,
wise.
Basuma. Well, Basuma's attitude is leaves a lot to be desired as well. But he's nothing like Endon Bailey. He doesn't
Yeah,
even touch the fringes of Endon Bailey.
I agree.
Endon Bailey took the living Michael, as people would say, from the minute he came to our club.
Yeah.
And when we had opportunity to move him on, and it was our own fault because of the contract that we put him on. That when we had opportunity to move him on, he just didn't want to go, and rightfully so, because he's going to look after himself, isn't he? And no one can have a go at Endon Bailey for that, by the way.
No, they can't, because we offered
No,
him the contract. It
that's
was
right.
us. All he did
Endon,
was
yeah.
yeah.
Endon Bailey wanted to keep that contract because he was offered a very, very generous contract. And at the end of the day, if it's your livelihood and you're under contract and there's no reason and you can keep that livelihood for the length of your contract,
Especially because
you're going to do
you're
so.
not getting a move that good anywhere. You're
Yeah.
not getting paid that much anywhere. I would have done the same thing. And I understand why Spurs fans are upset about it. I do. But if
Yeah,
you
it's a
guys
different
all look at it objectively, you would have probably done the same thing.
ballpark completely, Mr. Basuma.
I agree. But still, big up Jamie, and definitely a valid opinion. I could see why people really don't like him, Basuma, and think he's got a bad attitude. I can see that. Quez is saying, "How's it going?" Big up Quez. Excited for the season. Disappointed with Basuma. He was looking good in preseason. Yeah, and he could still end up being good. I don't think this is like a train diva. I don't think he's, you know what I mean? I don't think the train's off the tracks just yet. You know, I point this out. Obviously, it wasn't illegal then, but Dele got caught doing this. Kyle Walker got caught doing this. These are just players on our team. Hugo Lloris got so drunk that he barfed all over himself and got arrested drink driving. And you know what I mean? Like, he was forgiven. He was allowed to play. We all put that back. Sometimes I feel like players are given more leeway if they're good, and I don't think that's fair. You know what I mean? I feel like you kind of have to look at it. I don't know. I just feel like it's a little. If Basuma was a much better player, if Basuma was starting every match, if Basuma was contributing more, I don't think this would even be much of a conversation. You know. So yeah. So guys, let's get off of Basuma's jock here, and let's go to the next topic. So the news I've seen today, and Ben Kaufman, I hope you're still here. Spurs will not hire a set piece coach, according to reports, and just wondering how everybody feels about that. It's a point of contention for many people. A lot of people think, that with our set pieces being so bad, with us being so susceptible to getting scored on from a set piece, that we need to hire a set piece coach. And I know that we've had a set piece coach in the past when Conte was here. So yeah, Jose, I'll just ask you: does this bother you? Are you afraid? Like, does this worry you in any way? Are you bothered by this?
No, not bothered by it at all, because we'll have coaches, and we have now got 6 coaches or 7 coaches, and I'm sure that, like with anybody else, that the coaches will do what they need to do, both defensively and offensively, and in-game management and in-game tactics. And these people get paid for the club to deliver this, along with the manager, and I'm sure that they will address it. There's a lot of clubs. I mean, I'm seeing some people saying all the best teams have a set piece coach. Not every team has a set piece coach. They have coaches that work on set pieces. I think
not a dedicated coach that's only.
I think that there used to be people that used to have dedicated, people that do X, Y, and Z, but they're far and few between that. I'd say to you, if you looked in the Premiership now, and there's 20 teams in the Premiership, I'd say that you've probably got more teams that haven't got a set piece coach as opposed to those that have in the Premiership.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with you, but that's all just based off of things I've like heard with a very small sample size. I don't follow any other football teams as closely as I follow Spurs, so I don't really know. But yeah, I mean, I don't hear in the news Chelsea signed a set piece coach, or yeah. So I think, and Adrian brings up a really good point here. Um, we have 6 first team coaches, and so one of these guys should be able to. And look at that, Ryan Mason, Jedinak, and that's the only names I know off of here. But those guys played. You know what I mean? They played football at a high level. They should know how to defend set pieces, how to teach a player to defend set pieces. Shit, these players should know. So yeah, is there an issue with us at set pieces? Yes, um, but I don't know what the answer is to solving it. I don't. Um, and a lot of people would say an effing set piece coach would handle it, but yeah, I'm not too sure. I'm not 100% on it. Um, Ben is saying Arsenal will win the game on set pieces. They are a fundamental part of the game, and they need to be taken seriously. A third of the goals we conceded last season were from set pieces. Oh hell yeah, man! We definitely conceded a lot from set pieces, and it's an issue. Um, but would a
How many
would a
goals did
set
we
piece
concede?
coach
How many goals did we concede in total last season in the league?
wasn't it like 60 something?
Okay, and we conceded 16 goals to set pieces. So that
It's
would
not so,
make it less than a quarter.
it's not too bad. And I
But,
also wonder.
but what I'll also say is, if set pieces was that important to everybody, then teams would be scoring over 50% of their goals from set pieces. And I don't know if any teams. I mean, I can't tell you. I don't have stats to prove. I'm just verbalizing what my thoughts are. So it's an opinion rather than factual. But working out the math, if you had set piece coaches equally by the same token, then teams should be scoring a lot more goals, because set piece coaches works both ways. It's defensively and offensively. So if
Yeah,
you had set piece coaches, then I would presume that you'd like to think that um, set piece coaches would help a team score over 50% of their goals from a set piece. And I'm not sure how many teams do that.
right. Absolutely. Now that we've got a tall player, a tall focal point, maybe we'll score some more ourselves. But I just was thinking about it. When we had this set piece coach, I think he was mainly an offensive set piece coach. I noticed that.
No, it did both.
Oh, he did. I was going to say, I
Yeah,
remember that
the
our
guy,
set
the
pieces
guy
changed a lot.
yeah, Gianni Villa that worked under Conte, he did
Yeah, yeah.
both.
He had all
He did
kinds of cool, tricky, little, neat like plays almost for us to run whenever it was time for a set piece. So that's just what I remembered most. I didn't. So now I do know that he was doing it.
He did both. He did defensively and offensively.
Okay.
But
Okay.
but the problem that Tottenham have got, or they had back then, they've not got a problem scoring the goals. It was the problem of conceding goals. So maybe a lot of it was laboured into that area. Oh, but we can see we got set piece coach, but we can see loads of goals. And the set piece coach has come in and he's eradicated the mistakes that we've got in defending goals. But I'm sure that he would have helped in offensive actions as well.
Definitely, definitely. Scott, I'm saying we have shown in the preseason no work has been done to fix the issue, and that these coaches don't know how to fix it, which goes along with Ben saying that Mason and Jedinak need to leave. They are not improving the team. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. And then Ben's pointing out it was 23 in all comps set pieces out of the 63 goals we
I'm just going by league. Sorry, I went by league.
Yeah, no worries. Here's a point I like, and big up Leo for making it. He says the keeper needs to step up on set pieces too. He could do better. Absolutely.
We'll be touching upon something there.
We really will.
What I will say is that Vicario has done an interview. I think it was yesterday. It could have been the day before. He did an interview and he said, I realise that I have not been at my strongest point, has not been corners and defending, has not been my strongest point. So and I've worked on it this during the close season. Is that I've worked on it to make myself better in these actions and positions. Now, first and foremost, if there is a problem, the first part of solving a problem is to acknowledge the problem exists. He's done
exactly. That. Yeah, I love that. That takes some like looking in at yourself, some self-evaluation, and it's not
Yeah.
always easy to critique yourself like that. So big up on him for that.
So he's admitted having a problem, and he's admitted having a problem, and he's gone away and done some work on it. However, we're going to discuss something, another topic that you've got, and it's going to go hand in hand with another topic you've got for after.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then real quick, I just wanted to get through this. Ben saying that Gianni Vio was mostly attacking. Defensive set pieces were done by Stellini. Interesting. Learning stuff all the time. 90% of Stokes goals in the Prem were set pieces, says Destiny 5. Good stuff. Good old Stoke.
Well, I only scored 3. Sorry,
Love
Destiny.
It. Okay, so guys, yeah, we'll get on to the next topic because it just blends right together. So enforcement of certain rules has been tweaked. Apparently, the offense of holding, i.e., blocking or obstructing, will be penalized more stringently in set pieces when an attacker is trying to stop, and then it got cut off because it was too long. But when an attacker is trying to stop an opposing player from moving or from getting to the ball, basically. And with that rule change, that definitely could benefit Vicario. It could benefit our entire team because it's not just Vicario that'll benefit from this, but Vicario will absolutely benefit from it. It stinks that it took an entire season of him getting just absolutely bullied for them to come up with this, but hey, at least they've done it. At least it's changed.
They haven't come up with nothing, though, Colin. Right, and this is why we spoke about this before the show, and I said to you, I'm not going to give you my answer because otherwise you'll hear it twice. So this rule has always been there, right?
Okay. Yeah.
But the interpretation of this rule is what's been changed one season to the next, right? I'll take you back to. Do you remember the World Cup in 2018?
Sorry, repeat that.
Do you remember the World Cup in 2018?
I do. Yeah.
Okay. So the World Cup in 2018, I think was it in Russia? I think it might have been in Russia. I can't remember.
It was. Yeah, that was the Russian one. Yes, sir.
Okay. So 2018, they brought this rule in then at this World Cup specifically. Yeah. It wasn't in the leagues or anything like that. They brought in this World Cup specifically. How many penalties were given at that World Cup for people holding, haggling? It's not even a foul on the goalkeeper. Most of the penalties given then were because of players blocking, manhandling and stuff like that. That's where the penalties were given. All right. Now, then that was introduced into leagues straight after that World Cup. So 18-19 in leagues, they introduced it. Then the following year, they diluted it. So they didn't give away as many penalties. They diluted it.
Tried to let them play, let the game flow.
All of a sudden, there's loads of penalties. We got to calm this down a bit. So they tweaked it slightly in the sense that the rule break is still a rule break, but they're not going to go as harsh as what they did. Then they changed their mind the following season. Then they changed their mind. So it's a yo-yo effect. They keep changing their mind. All they've done is they've changed their mind again from last season to this season to look at it. And if it's anything like it was back in 2018-19, then we will see a lot of penalties to sides. Unless you stop holding, grabbing and blocking, we're going to see a lot of penalties for teams, right? And it was more the players, the outfield players that were giving away the penalties, right? I didn't see many free kicks being given in the World Cup for keepers being blocked and stuff like that. I saw more fouls being given for people holding, blocking and stuff like that, i.e. penalties to opposing sides. But it's being brought in, yeah, and it will be it's going to favour the defensive sides because attacking teams don't tend to block unless you're going to go out and do a set piece manoeuvre and you're going to block defenders. It's normally the defenders that do the blocking. So it will add goals, but then it's also going to add a lot more penalties.
I think I kind of shudder actually to think of Romero yanking on somebody or we'll probably give away a couple depending on how strict they are with this rule. There'll probably be a couple that we give away, a couple pins, but
the teams that benefit, Colin, tend to be the teams that have got people that are really good in the air.
Hmm.
Because the people that are really good in the air, what do? You block them,
Hold
or
on
you
to them
or
too.
you hold, you jump onto them, you lean on them, you do whatever you need to stop them getting leverage to get up. So it will be the people that will be in favour of this are the people teams that have got height and have got good teams that header the ball or attack the ball in them circumstances. Do we have that type of player at the moment? Well, possibly, possibly. We've got a few 6-footers, but it remains to be seen who's going to benefit and who isn't. But the goalkeeper doing what he's done, right, and admitted that he had an issue there, and now working on it to rectify it. A lot of people are going to say this rule is going to help the keeper more, and it may well do. But I see more infringements happening from defenders trying to stop attackers' movements.
Interesting stuff. I'm excited to see how it plays out. I always like, I don't know. I know that people aren't super fond of rule changes, but it's at least intriguing, and it kind of gets you excited to see what might happen. So yeah, I'm excited to see this, how it plays out, how strictly they enforce this, and it man, they could overdo it. You know what I mean? They could overcorrect. Sometimes I think in trying to fix a problem, um, things tend to get overcorrected. You know what I mean? They move them too far in the other direction. So uh, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. It wouldn't surprise me if next season they come out and say, "Oh, we're not, not this coming season, but the season after." They say, "Oh, we're going to let the game flow more, less calling less fouls." It seems kind of like it's a, kind of flips from one to the other. So interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. Adrian saying that Vicario needs to cut out the suicide passes from the back, and he does. And hopefully that's a preseason thing that he's got out of the system. I really hope so. And he also needs to cut out parrying the ball right back into the opponent's feet, but that's a whole other story. Um, Jamie asks who we're having in our FPL team, Holland and Salah, or just one or none.
That's giving it away, mate. I think you're going to
Yeah,
have to wait until people have selected their teams.
I'll go ahead and tell you mine. Neither. But yeah, so and then Ben Kaufman is pointing out some Stoke history here. Stoke's set piece record includes Rory Delap's long throws.
Yeah, Rory Delap did have a superb long throw.
It was almost like he was like kicking it. Like you know what I mean? Like he could throw the ball just like some people just taking a free kick. It was insane. Destiny saying the VAR should only be used for offsides. Let the ref deal with the rest, keeping it organic again. It's a good point. I don't think many people would disagree with you on that, Destiny. I really don't. Holy snap, guys! Look who's here. It's my mom, Julie.
Hi, Julie.
Hey, Mama. What's up? She says, "Good day, y'all. Good day to you too." I am sending you some information so that you can join the predictions leagues. Matches start tomorrow, so we need to get you signed up today, Ma. But remind me later, and I'll help you do that, and we'll get you going. But yeah, hope everything's good. You've been doing some training at work today. Everybody, just say hi to my mom. She's wonderful. She's great. Bigger Spurs supporter than me, probably, to be honest. She's the best. And then Graham says, "Is it really a rule change, or just enforcing the fact that you can't play WWE in the box at set pieces?" You're right. It does look a little wild in there at times. It really does. And then did I miss?
Yeah, that's what I say. Graham, is he hiding? Because I missed that as well. Have you got it down to there? I think is he hiding because I haven't seen him come into the chat at all.
Yeah, neither have I. But hey, if you're here, David, big up, man.
I haven't seen him though.
Yeah, weird.
That's why I was wondering how he said that, because I haven't seen him come in at all. But anyway,
Ben's saying hi to my mom because he's a good dude.
And your mum's saying hi back to Ben.
Love it. Good stuff.
Guys, listen, 25 people watching at the moment, but the like button hasn't been caressed. It's not been treated as nicely as having 25 people in here. Give the like button a little push.
Please do, guys. Please do. It really does help. And at the end of the day, it's nice it's nice. And also, while we're talking about you guys doing us favors, everybody, let's go to Eltel Cockerell if you haven't already subbed. So close to that 600 mark. He's climbing. He's getting there. We need to get him to it. So help out my buddy who's helping me out today. We're all a big family here, and we ought to treat each other like such. And yeah, so everybody go show Jose your support if you haven't already subbed over there. And if you have, get on your mom's computer and just sub there, or your friend's computers. Just, if they're not looking,
Oh, you for real?
Hey, sub's a sub. But
Oh, yeah.
yep, good stuff, good stuff. And Jamie says, bring up a topic that's irritating you. Well, I don't know what topics are irritating you, sir. But if you want to let me know, we'll definitely give it a talk. We'll talk about of anything really. One more thing. So, oh, is there? She's saying that she's already subbed to you.
Yeah. No, I know you have,
Yeah,
Julie. I know you have, Julie. I know
she's
you
a
have.
real one. She's good people. Okay,
I
and
think
then
I
so
think most of the people that here already have, to be honest.
yeah, that's
The,
I
the
know
only,
that's what I was saying.
the only
Get
person,
on your
the
girlfriend's computer and
the
sub, or
only
get on
person,
to
the only person I've not seen possibly might be Quez Ali.
Quest. It's easy to do. You don't even have to get off of this page. You just click that link, pop over, sub, pop back. But anyway, everybody, we love you. Thank you all for your support. Truly. Let me see if this is Jamie. Nope. Look at this. Good stuff. Good stuff. Love it. And then Ben Kaufman says he's 70 away from 700, glued to that 633. So, guys, if you haven't subscribed to the Coffee Company, it is a fun channel. It's not exactly all Spurs all the time. In fact, I'd say it's about half and half, maybe even less.
No,
It's
it's not.
always a fun time.
It's a chilled stream.
Yeah, it truly is.
We're,
It truly
we're,
is.
the majority of the time we're banned from talking about football,
Yeah, you get to
and
talk.
that's
You
why,
get the toxic alert.
and that's why it's a chilled stream.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. So, guys, if you are looking for just a good time, catching up with friends, and getting your day started off nice and calm and having a great day, head on over to Ben's. It is a good time. And look at this. All good YouTubers, says mom. So if the mom says it, you know it's true, everybody. So yeah, Ben. Hopefully we get you some more. Everybody jump on over to Ben's Coffee Company. He is a great dude, top notch, A1. And he follows Spurs wherever he can. He's at matches. He's doing the dang thing. So yeah, Ben, we appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for being here also. And Jamie, let us know what topic is irritating you. I would love to know. I want to talk about it. The next thing I have on my old run sheet is just some news from Paul O'Keefe on Donnelly and how he's apparently already signed a new contract, which I wasn't aware of until I saw this, which is wonderful. I mean, shoot, we all wanted that. So glad that we've got him tied down longer. And then I think as I was preparing for the show today, I saw that he might, or maybe already, definitely is going out on loan. Anybody out there have any info on that? Is Donnelly going out on loan? I can look it up, but then I go all quiet for a second while I'm typing. I hate that. So if anybody knows anything about Donnelly and whether he's going out on loan, please let me know. But the new contract is great. I love that we are finally in a position where we're tying down our good players to longer term contracts and not losing our top talent, because there's no pathway to the first team. I think if even if you have a problem with Ange, the football he plays, I think at least he's bringing or attempting to bring you through, and I think that's keeping them at the club, And yeah, so Jose, you'd already seen this. So new contract for Donnelly. Apparently, Paulo O'Keefe said it. I know he's not like gospel all the time, but he's usually right. And was there was something about a loan too, correct?
Yeah. So what's happened is that Donnelly is signing a contract to 2028 with a option for a further year,
Nice.
and then will be loaned to Leyton Orient. Along with, they're looking also to try and loan Josh Keeley as well.
Oh, so to Leyton Orient as well.
To Leyton Orient as well. And what I will say to people is, I'm quite surprised. All right, Leyton Orient in League One now, and they have been in League Two, League One, League Two. They float between both. But I really, really am surprised because Leyton Orient are a local club to Tottenham.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Harry Kane went there too, right?
I'm so surprised that a lot of the younger players don't go to Leyton Orient for loans. I would have thought that we would have sent more people out on loan to Leyton Orient because it kind of, they're not far away. They can live their normal lives, and that all it is they'll be getting first team football. It's however many, a couple of miles down the road or whatever, but they'll be getting regular football. So I would have thought that Tottenham would have utilised Leighton Orient a lot more than what they have done in the
Mhm.
past recent 10 years or so. So, but I'm happy that they're both going to go out and they're going to get first team football, because what I have said is that with the youngsters, we've had a glimpse of how good they are. Our youngsters have definitely changed compared to what they used to be. We get better crops coming in of youngsters now. We have had a nice sight, our eyes on them, because we've seen this pre-season, heard
Yeah.
about them last season, watched some of them get a few minutes here and there. The under 18s have been um, triumphant in the last 2 years. The under 21s have been triumphant in the last 2 years. And some of these players that we've now got to see, they're quite clearly too good for the academy level. And it's about sending them out and getting them the right loans. And the right loans means where they're going to get game time and where they'll learn to play men's football, where they can bulk out a bit more and stuff like that.
Hopefully, a style that's somewhat similar to how Spurs play. That's the dream. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
so yeah, but so I'm glad that I'm glad that they're going out there, but I'm happy that that they're going out to get loans, because one of the important roles that the academy, if you like, the coaches at Tottenham and Ange Postecoglou have, is to look after the well-being of these youngsters that we've got coming through, because if anything, the preference would be these youngsters to go and have good loans, learn about the game, get minutes in the legs, get to understand men's football, and then come back and flourish at the club and go into the first team
Yeah,
eventually. That's what we want.
absolutely.
So it's important that we choose the right loans for players. And I said on the show a few weeks ago, I said that it's important. The job that they've got is an important one to do. Is the right? You pitch them in League Two, League One, Championship, Premiership, or foreign loan? Where do you pitch them in at? And at the end of the day, I'm hoping that they've pitched the players right, and that they'll go on and flourish. The one that I'm surprised about is Dane Scarlett, if I'm going to talk about loans, because
Yeah.
Dane Scarlett's gone to Oxford. Um, Dane Scarlett previously went to Ipswich, and his loan didn't go well at Ipswich. And Dane Scarlett had an all rightish, not electrifying, all rightish, I'm going to say, loan at Portsmouth when they were in League One.
Hmm.
So to actually see if Dane Scarlett, for me, if he was going to be pushing on and that, I would have liked to see Dane Scarlett, because when Dane Scarlett was at Ipswich last season, I don't want to get tongue tied. When he was at Ipswich last season, before he came back to us, he was sent back to us in January, right? We then saw Dane Scarlett come back to Tottenham, and he looked the man. He didn't look a boy anymore. He looked like he bulked out and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and he's worked on his physique and stuff like that, right? Coming back to Tottenham, I thought in my mindset, instead of going to League One, sorry, Championship again on the loan, maybe someone like Scarlett, if he really wants to kick on and push on now, I would have thought that maybe a loan to someone like Leicester, Southampton, one of the promoted sides, or one of the teams that are not expected to be, in the top six or top 10 in the Premiership, a loan like that would have benefited him more. But he's gone to Oxford, and I'm just like, okay, fair enough. So let's see what he does, because
True.
Oxford have just come up to the Championship. They won their first game on Saturday 2-0. It was a home victory. They won 2-0, and they
Nice.
won in the cup in the first round of the Carabao the day before yesterday. They won 2-0 as well. So yeah, let's see what he does. But at the end of the day, it's really important to me that the right loans are picked for these kids, because
I agree.
they're clearly too good for academy football.
100%. I agree with everything you just said there. Destiny's saying though, if this loan doesn't work out for Scarlett this time, he's done at Spurs, which is a shame. I brought that up as you were talking, just because they
Oh,
go
okay.
together.
Oh,
But yeah, I kind of think you're right. I mean, but we also have to remember about how many piss poor loans Kane had. I know that Kane only got playing time sort of as out of necessity, because we had an aging Defoe. I think Defoe was still here. Adebayor looked like shit. You know what I mean? Soldado sucked. No, we didn't have Defoe. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, Kane kind of played out of necessity, but yeah, he had unsuccessful loans as well. So we can't, there's doesn't
yeah,
always.
but back then though, right? In all honesty, if we're going to compare Kane now, right?
Yeah.
Kane didn't excel in the academy, right? Kane was one player that went through and he was sent on loan and not thought about. They didn't think about Kane. I didn't think they thought about Kane. Do you know what? We send him on a loan. He has a really good loan. He's going to come back in the first team. Kane was a freak how it happened and to
Yeah,
get him through. Kane wasn't the best player in the academy either by a long shot. Yeah. But the fact that we've now got to see, we didn't get to see one academy player, two, three. We got to see about 10 academy players, right? And from the academy players we saw, we can then see, yeah, they're too good for academy football. They
yeah,
need to go out and play men's football. So,
absolutely.
at the end of the day, we need to ensure we've got loads of players because obviously Paratici did what he did, right? Paratici did what he did, and changed the way that we viewed the young uns and that. And you know, we need to push on from that. Paratici's not been in the forefront
You
for a
can't be.
while.
Yeah.
For a while now, he's not been in the forefront, which I think is a bit disappointing. I'll tell you what, I'm going off track here. I reckon if Paratici had been involved in some of these transfers, we would have got some more business done than what we have done.
I
So,
would tend to agree.
so maybe we should have let Langer and all them lot get rid of the people you want to get rid of the club and just let Paratici do your incomings for you.
But isn't
Uh,
he not allowed? Isn't there some kind of stipulations on like how much he can be involved? I know that we obviously will probably never know all the details to that,
But
but
he was involved as a consultant last for up until now. He's still there as a consultant now. He has Levy's ear apparently, if
yeah,
you
oh
believe
for sure.
what they say. He has Levy's ear, but he's not been present in any of the meetings about ins outs, shake them all about. So he hasn't been in any of that stuff. So
Ins
at
outs,
the end,
shake it all back.
yeah, shake all about. So he hasn't. So at the end of the day, I'm just saying that maybe with someone like Paratici involved, I think that things like Chiesa and Locatelli and things like that may have happened because he may have
Right,
been able to convince Ange that they're the right type of player to fit his system. Whether they come up on their data analytics and that, I don't know. But I'm just saying, some sexy signings could have happened if he'd been allowed to cook.
right.
But it looks like he's taken that chef's hat off for a bit.
He's tight.
So.
Yeah, he's exploring other career opportunities. I heard he's going to become a construction man. But
He's going to go and
yeah,
work with Chan in Malaysia.
exactly. Chang's gonna be his boss. But yeah, and big up to Chang, by the way. Haven't seen Chang in a while. Hope you're well, my friend. If you're seeing this, um, what a good dude. What a good member of the Spurs community. So there's a bunch of stuff I skipped over, and I want to kind of get back to it just a bit. Phil Coys is in the house. Big up Phil.
Afternoon, Phil, sir.
Steve D is in the house.
Good
Big up
afternoon,
Steve.
Steve.
And Steve pointed out that his dad played for Leighton Boys as a schoolboy. That's awesome, dude.
Fantastic.
Small world, huh? Good stuff. And then Mom's got a question. She says, "What do you guys think of Spence most likely hanging around this season?" I think it's a good thing that's going to save us money.
Yeah. I'm not even looking at saving money. I liked Spence before he came to Tottenham.
Yeah.
There's a few clubs that were looking at Spence. We got him, and I would. I heard all the stories and all stuff like that, but I'm a believer in giving second chances. Always have been, and I just think to myself, and I'm sorry if I'm repeating, and people have heard this, but I think that the loan in Italy, different country, done him the world of good because he didn't have all the hangers on, all the people that had been bad, ill advising him, all with him. So he didn't take a whole entourage to Italy, and they wouldn't have it anyway in Italy. In Italy, they wouldn't have a player hanging around with a big entourage. And also, he's gone to the country that technically defends. That's how their football is played, with starting with great defences, and so therefore it would have improved his game as well as. And he's come back, and I'm hoping he's had that conversation with Ange and the coaches and said, "Look, I want to give this a go. I want to give this a crack. I think I can add value. I think I can fight for a first team place." And they've given him a crack, and hopefully he will stay for the season. So I'm all for it. All for it.
Yeah, absolutely. I am as well. I think that he'll be good cover on the right and the left. Truly, I know that some people are worried about him on the left, and we do need to see a bigger sample size. But I think that I think he'll be quality for us and might allow us to and I know you're not talking about the money, but I think you might allow us to save some money at least until January, that we might be able to spend on another player or to help us bring in somebody else this summer, which is really what we need, truly what we need. Um, there is one from Jamie. I am not ignoring it, Jamie. I'm going to hit that. That's a heavy topic, but I will hit it. But there was one more thing I wanted to. Scott Colliver is saying he wonders where Donnelly will play while he's out on loan, and that's a good question. What I don't even. What would you say that Donnelly's best position is? Because he's been able to play all over.
As an attacker of some sort, it'll either be a 10, an
Or one
8.
of the like.
It'll be an 8, a 10, or a wide left player, or he can play wide right.
I was gonna say I could even see him on the wings. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll play on one of the wide positions. I would have thought.
There you go, Scott. That's what we think here. And then Destiny saying our management of kids in the last few years has been awful, which is true. We've lost some really good talent. So let's hope we get this crop of players right. And I fully agree. We agree, Destiny. Well, I'm speaking for Jose here, which is not the nicest thing, but yeah, I think that we both agree with you. Don't want to be losing any more Maduekes or players of that ilk because they can't see a path to the first team. And that's what I was saying. I think you were off headset for a second, Jose, but I was saying that even if you don't like Ange, even if you're not sure about his football, at least he seems to be, more than any manager we've had in a long time, willing to and wanting to bring the youth through and show them that they do have a path to the first team, which is incredibly important. So I like
that remains to be seen. All right.
That is true. But
so there's a path for Bergvall, there's a path for Gray, and there's a path for Mikey Moore. Mikey Moore's path, let's not kid ourselves. He is a very good talent. He's a very good player. But the reason why Tottenham are doing this is because they want to keep the Wolves away from the door. I.e., the Wolves away from the door. They don't want Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Barcelona all sniffing and trying to take him away. So therefore, you've got to include him. It'll be interesting to see how he does this season. I'm hoping that he gets game time. I'm hoping he does well, because then it'll be an interesting decision on what they do, because he'll be 18 next year. What do they do with an 18-year-old Mikey Moore? Would he have done enough?
Do they send him on loan because they can? Do we keep him because
would he have done enough to earn a first team squad place again for next season, or are they going to send him out on loan? That's interesting. But apart from that, it appears that the rest of our players, if you're looking at there's a pathway, is what you just said, the rest of our players look like they're going on loan. I don't think the rest of them look like they're hanging around with the first team squad. So therefore, what youngsters are we playing in the first team squad?
That's true. What pathway? I guess and another good point was made further down, and by Audio Artisan, who's a total G, big up Audio. But Alex Pritchard went on loan and won Young Player of the Season in the championship with 12 goals and 13 assists, and still never got a chance on the first team. But that was under different regime. That was under different managers. So that's kind of what I'm hoping the change is. That if someone comes back from an absolutely stupendous loan, you know what I mean, that we'll be able to then integrate them into the first team. Pritchard, I feel like, was sort of a weird case, right? He was such a small dude, and he, I don't know, was around when we had Eriksson. He kind of played in that same area, right? If I'm remembering correctly. I think we even had Lewis Holtby at the time, who is obviously not a great player, but they seemed like there were two in front of him, and he just didn't. Yeah, I'm honestly not sure why he didn't work out, why he didn't get time. Was there anything at the time I don't think there was any rumors of like attitude issues or anything like that. I think he was by all accounts a model young player, but I don't know.
It just weren't good enough. Come on, let's just be honest. He just weren't good enough. He might have won the Championship Player of the Season, but then when he came back to Tottenham, he was then sold. Was it to Sunderland or someone like that?
Yep, okay. Exactly right.
And when he was sold to Sunderland, how many Premiership when Sunderland did come up? How many Premiership games did he play with Sunderland? There you go. Do you know what I mean? It says it all.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, he's not played Premiership football since, I don't think. So obviously, he just weren't good enough. At the end of the day, we've got to cut away from emotion. And if people aren't good enough, they aren't good enough. They might be one of our own. Might love them for that because they come through the academy, so they are one of our own. But if you're not good enough, you're not good enough.
Yeah, you got to be pragmatic and real, and and sometimes stuff's not easy and it's not the way you want it to be, but you got to just look at the reality of things. So I agree with you there. Adrian, good call. Scarlett smashed at Oxford. You can clip that. And Destiny agrees that Kane was a fluke. Ellie's here. Hello to you both, and a warm hello from Chelmsford. Is that Chelmsford?
Chelmsford.
Chelms? I couldn't tell if that. Yeah, Chelmsford, where I'm looking after my daughter, and she's had her tonsils out, and she's so sore. I'm sorry for that. I hope that she gets better soon. Adrian said that you two are probably eating ice cream together, and I hope you
Yeah.
are. Pete, Lancashire and Moore should stay with the first team. Watch preseason games over and over and over to watch their movement with and without the ball. They are very good. Pete, that's for one. That's some dedication right there, man. Awesome. Destiny Paratici will hopefully speak to Juve for us and get Chiesa for 25 mil. We need cover at right wing. If Chiesa came in, that would be amazing. Yes, mom's wishing Ellie's daughter well. Give her plenty of hugs from all of us. And salted caramel flavored ice cream sounds delicious right now. You're making me hungry.
Adrian thinks he's going there to play as a 10 at Leighton Orient.
I wouldn't mind. Yeah.
Your mum's asking your question there.
Why won't anyone buy Reggie or Lo Celso? Well, supposedly, Jose Mourinho, sorry, has asked for Reguilon. Have you seen that rumor?
Yeah, the difficulty that I find with this, right, unless you're going to let him go for next to nothing, the difficulty I find is I'm not sure whether people are aware, but the night before last, Fenerbahce, which is Mourinho's team, they drew with Lille. A certain Jonathan David got the penalty for Lille. They ended up drawing 1-1, and they were knocked out of the Champions League third round qualifying. So with that happening, Ferdi Kaligioglu or whoever the left back is now reportedly being signed by Brighton because obviously they have to raise funds because they've gone out of the Champions League and they're falling into Europa. So two things: they do need a left back, right? So because they sold him, so Reguilon could fit that, but I don't know where they're going to have the Denari. Although with Kalioglu going to Brighton for 40 million probably covers a lot of the losses that they would have got had they reached the Champions League proper. Right. So it remains to be seen whether they're going to pay peanuts or not. I suppose by the end of this day, by the end of this transfer window, I think we're all resigned to that we've made some really poor signings in the past, or we've kept players for far too long, and basically all we need to do is move them along now. Whether we receive peanuts or not, just move them along. So, but I mean, there's talk about Barcelona wanting to have a chat with them and all that, but nothing concrete's come about Reggie at the moment. And I think Reggie has to go to a club that's Instagrammable.
What do you mean by that?
Instagrammable.
Yeah. They
have to be pro Instagram. They got to be Instagrammable. If you're Instagrammable,
because he's on so much, because he's constantly
Reggie will fit if it's Instagrammable. I mean, I'm not even sure it's a word. I've just made it up, but Instagrammable.
No, I like it. I'm coining it. It's going in the dictionary. Instagrammable, good stuff.
So yeah,
Reggie's a weird one.
And with Lo Celso, the Argentinian press are saying that it's Aston Villa and
Betis
and Real Betis that are after him. Obviously, and let's be brutal. If Reggie goes to Aston Villa, he's going to a rival. But it won't bother me. But you'll get more money out of sending him to Villa. If money is what we're looking for, we're going to get more money sending him to Villa than what we would do sending him to Real Betis.
True. He will look good at Villa, though. That's the one thing that kind of stings. You know,
I'm doing a mop-up show tonight, and as part of the mop-up show, I'm going to do the predictions tonight, where we go from 20th to 1st on who thinks who's going to come in what position. And people might want to hear what I've got to say about Villa.
Everybody, you heard him. What time's the mop-up show? Just so we can let people know.
10:30 tonight.
10:30 tonight, everybody. Jose's streaming all day today. Thanks again for being able to help me out.
No worries.
Yeah, and so what else we got? Everybody being real nice to each other. I love it.
And the reason why I've done it at 10:30 tonight is to grab the night owls, to grab the Indian audience, to grab the North American audience, and obviously my Australian brothers to grab them all. I'm doing it at 10:30 because that time will suit absolutely everyone. And the mop up show's a bit of a laugh. So it's the
Yeah,
first one of the season. They're back.
they're back,
They're back.
everybody. Watch out,
Thursday
the
night
mop-up
mop
show's
up.
back. And guys too. Just wanted to throw out the Tuesday and Tuesday and Saturday member shows are coming back at Talking Ball as well. So be ready for those once the season has begun. Obviously, sometimes Saturday ones might have to be moved due to matches and whatnot, but we'll figure it out. Those are just my days off, the days where I can make it happen. What else we got here? Destiny's saying that all the big boys, Madrid, United, Barca, PSG, did speak to Moore, but he showed his loyalty to his boyhood club. Wonderful, and I mean, some of it might have been for him too. You know, he might have thought he had a better chance to come through to get game time to grow at Spurs. Scott Culver Moore should stay in the first team squad. And Destiny saying, yeah, you're right. We do need to protect him from the Wolves. Yeah, for sure. Pete's got it. He's right on the money. The best way to protect Moore is to give him plenty of game time. Kid is good. Yeah, Pete, I agree, man. We need to get Job Bellingham to join this young crop of talent we have. That would be
the problem with Joe Bellingham. Well, it's not a problem, Destiny. If he's good enough, you know the score, mate. If you're good enough, you're old enough. Joe Bellingham, if he went and signed for a Premiership team, he wouldn't be coming to rub a bench. He'd be coming if he was good enough to affect the first team place. So, at the end of the day, Joe Bellingham said that he wanted. I think there must be more plans for Joe Bellingham because he said he wanted to stay another year at Sunderland. Now, I don't know whether this is to entice further people for bidding for him for next season, but I think there's a plan. Is Joe better than his brother? He plays the same. He plays similarly. If you watch his running, his passing, and the language style that he's got, he's the same as his brother. But his brother obviously shot to prominence when he was 15. Job's now 18. So,
yeah.
no. But he comes from a level-headed family and a family that will look after his best interests in the sense of his well-being and stuff like that. And I've got a feeling there's already a plan in place for him, to be honest.
Nice. Yeah. You're probably right. And audio saying when Pritchard came back, that was the same season Dele came in. Nice. I couldn't remember that, but yeah, Dele got the chances and hit the ground running. No room for Pritchard. That was such a shock. God, remember how much of a shock that was. We get this young kid in, starts nutmegging, Modric and I don't forget who else. But yeah, just looking absolutely insane in preseason. That was a crazy time. So yeah, no room for Pritchard. And then Ellie's saying
she's speaking to Steve. I'll skip that. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. And then Adrian saying that the 23-year-old Vanderson from Monaco, the links won't go away. He's mainly right back, but can play right midfield and right wing. Perhaps Ange has Spence doubts. Well, he'd be going against what he said, I think, because he said he wanted. I read a thing that said he wanted to keep him around. Who knows? I didn't check the source on that or anything, so I don't know if he actually even did say that. But I'm fairly sure he did. But interesting. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't be mad about it at all. I just think that the money could be better spent elsewhere, especially if we've got, I don't want to say limited funds, but limited funds. You know, if we are set to a certain amount of money, I think that it could be better spent. But you know, who am I to say?
For me, Adrian, I'm going to say, look, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. There's 16 days left of the window, whatever, Adrian. You know the score. Not only Tottenham, but every team is going to be linked with about 300 players. Every team will be linked because obviously the market has been so slow that teams, if they're going to buy, they've only got 16 days to do so. So at the end of the day, we're going to be linked with everybody. Do we really need a right back? Is the right back a problem for us, is what I'm going to say. Is the right back a problem for us? Because at the end of the day, if we're saying the right wing's a problem, left wing's a problem, centre forward is a problem, centre midfielders, we need another 6 is a problem, left back, left centre back, right back. If they're all problems, then boy, we ain't got time to start buying 9 more players this window. So yeah. I would look at it this time round. Vanderson, is he needed? Because you got Spence there. The only way Vanderson comes in is if Spence is going out the door. But then you've got to remember you're selling an English player for a foreign player. And at the moment, our foreign player quota is high. So to me, yeah, there's work to be done on this squad. We're going in the right direction. It's not going to be solved by the end of this summer transfer window. I'd like to think that by next season's summer transfer window, all the dead wood would have finally have gone, like the old remnants would have finally have gone, and some of the players that don't fit, that haven't played up to the standard this season, will probably go next season as well. And then we will bring whatever we need to bring in to then make us jump a next level. And
Finalize kind of the
yeah,
squad in Ange's
just
image.
just to go to the next level. But at the end of the day, you've got to regurgitate your squad every season. You just got to make it better every season. You've got to buy players that improve your squad.
The best teams do it. You know, I know using City as an example is not super great because unlimited funds and things like that. But yeah, I mean, City are ruthless in that regard. Even if the players had a good season, if they're declining, Pep will cut ties. He'll get rid of them. He'll get somebody better in, and I like that. And I think that we need to be just as ruthless. Ruthless might not be the right word, but just as serious, just as non-sentimental, I guess, as other teams are. Because I think myself included, Jesus, it's me. But I get too sentimental about players and wanting to keep them and remembering things they've done, and but it's the badge. It's not the name on the shirt. It's the badge, and yeah. So good call there. Knowing Levy, Reggie, and Lo Celso will both go out on loan.
The thing is, right. And I don't know, because there's only a certain amount of players that you can loan. Remember, we fell foul with Doherty. We'd already loaned out 6 players or 8 players or whatever the number was. I think someone said the other day it's 6, and we had to let him go because all of a sudden we were loaning Doherty, and that's the news broke. Doherty is being loaned out to Atletico Madrid with a view to buy the follow of whatever it was, and then all of a sudden it was no, Doherty's been released on a free to go to Atletico Madrid because Tottenham didn't get the numbers right.
That's hilarious.
There's only a certain amount of loans that we can do. So, we're loaning players out left, right, and centre at the moment, but there's only a certain amount of loans that we can do.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's a very good
Paulio.
Point. What's up, Paulio? Big up, my friend. Yeah, Ndombele was a fraud. He tricked us all. I thought he was going to be the best thing since sliced bread, but it did not turn out that way, did it? He even fooled us in a couple matches. I thought, scored some important goals. Adrian saying that the whole right back situation and Vandersen and everything depends on if Porro is seen as a midfielder or a fullback, and I think that he's still, I would say he's still seen as a fullback. I haven't seen any indication that he's seen as a midfielder. I don't think he played there in preseason or anything, did he, Jose?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, I know that a lot of fans will like that and see that in him and see him maybe even playing on the wing. He's technical. He's good with his feet. He can pick a pass. He's got a good shot on him. Like, I get it, but I just don't know how much he's played those positions in the past. I haven't seen any indication from Ange that he would like to move him to one of those positions. But if he did, I wouldn't be upset about it. There's that for sure. Destiny's saying that we need center back cover, left back cover, right wing competition, and a number 6. And to be honest, a goalkeeper too. But we'll get there by next season if Ange is still here. Big up, totally agree. Look at this. Mom's coming in with updates. She says she told us thinks Stan Lankster will stay part of Ange's first team squad. Could change by deadline day. After an impressive preseason, he's leapfrogged Dane and Release. Maybe we'll stick around. Interesting stuff. Would you be okay with that? I would like it personally. I would love for him to be our third choice and get some minutes. And
what I don't like, right? If I'm gonna be brutally honest, and I'm gonna say I don't like it because it's a rumor that's out there, and I don't like the rumor. I'm not saying it's true, I'm just saying I don't like the rumor. And the rumor they're saying is that Tottenham are concentrating on outgoings before bringing incomings, right? And if that is true, then we are completely operating in somewhere that I don't agree with, because at the end of the day, if there's players that are not going to be good enough to be in your squad, then you don't have to name them in your squad. And then, yeah, you can loan them out if you can't sell them, but that shouldn't stop you from bringing in a player that you want to bring in. There are other teams that do that, that bring players in and then worry about getting rid of them after. You know, at the end of the day, if you do all that, then basically we do all that. Well, apart from last season, the season before, we seem to do that historically at Tottenham, and that's why we're always talked about as a deadline day club, because we'll do all that and then we'll fish in the pond for bargain basement stuff at the end of the season. I don't want that. I don't want that to happen at all. I want us to go and buy players that improve the squad, but I want them in. If, to be honest, I wanted them in before the Leicester game. But if that's not going to happen, then I think we need to be buying them well in advance of Friday, the 30th of August at 11 o'clock in the evening.
Agreed. Do you think? And I say this a lot, so sorry if I've already asked you. I think that Daniel Levy got one or two good deadline day signings, and then thought that he was just like the shit at that. You know what I mean? It was just like, haha, I'm the man that gets good deals on deadline day. Like, watch me. I can't wait. It's my favorite. You know, I think that he's kind of got a, and maybe he's walking away from that. You know, with all these new hires and the people that he's put between himself and the football matters. But yeah, I think that we got the Van der Vaart was deadline day, right? And
Yeah, but
or close to it.
Van der Vaart's opportunistic that came up in the last couple of hours of the window.
Yeah,
That
yeah, yeah.
doesn't happen. That doesn't happen every window to any club. That happened to us, and we acted upon it once. However, in the times it's been transfer windows, and there must have been, I don't know how long transfer windows have been about for, but I would have said for a fair few centuries now. And in them centuries, how many teams have gone out and got a worldie as a last minute, opportunistic, just appeared the last 2 hours of the window? What other teams in the world have done that? These are once in a million fluke. Do you know what I mean? That's going to happen to any club, not just Tottenham, any club. So at the end of the day, if we've got a plan, which we've been told we've got a plan, let's go and act on that plan. Come on, let's go and act on that plan. Let's bring the players that we need to improve this squad. Because at the moment, although I like the players, right, and we can live, or I can live off hope, yeah, because I'm a fan, so I can live off the hope. I can live off the fact that Ange improves his teams in the second season, and that's all I've got to cling on to at the moment. And it's the hope that kills you, isn't it? And that's what I've got to cling on to at the moment. And at the end of the day, what I would like to see is 2 or 3 more players brought in that help the squad take it up to from where we are now, to take it up that bit further. So, at the moment, I'm worried. And the reason why I'm worried is if we get injuries, I'm thinking to myself, who's going to play in that position for us? And I'm still worried about that, because I think we need to add a few more to the squad.
What positions have you most worried?
Left centre back. Left centre back for definite.
Yeah.
I think we need. I would have preferred to have 2 more players in the front 3 positions, and another midfielder. That's a bare minimum. We could have done more than that, but that's just a bare minimum for me.
I wonder if we'll find that loaning out. I know that he's not like the bee's knees, but I wonder if loaning out Manor Solomon will prove to be a mistake. I mean, he's at least cover, you know what I mean, and showed last season. I know he only played. I'm only thinking of the one match, but he got a goal and 2 assists, so it's not like he's absolute.
Colin,
garbage.
What cover is he? Why would we send him out on loan?
Who knows? I don't know.
To prove his fitness, because Tottenham can't risk taking him in and keeping him in the squad.
For him to just get injured again and sit there.
Yeah, but we could get injuries, but then he could also be injured when we get the injuries. So therefore, he's been sent out to improve and to get game time. However, saying that as well, though, he's also got to go out for me and improve. Listen, when we bought Manor Solomon, people were saying, "Yeah, stupid piece of business." He was keeping whoever it was out of the Shakhtar. This is what he was keeping Modric out of the Shakhtar team and stuff like that. Well, I'm afraid to say that Ukrainian football is not the Premier League, right? And I'm going to be brutal. It's not. Solomon went to Fulham on loan. He scored 3 or 4 goals that were admittedly very bangers. They were good goals. That's all he did. He did nothing more than that, and then got himself injured, and then wasn't seen again by Fulham. And then we got him on a free, you know. And at the end of the day, he has been injured for us as well. So, you know, listen, I'm glad that Mikey Moore's staying in the squad because I can see someone. There he is, Mikey Moore. I'm glad he's staying in the squad. I trust more in Mikey Moore than what I do in Manor Solomon. And that's going some because Mikey Moore's probably played about 15 minutes of first team Premiership football in the last season. And I'm trusting Mikey Moore more than what I do Manor Solomon. But I never trusted Manor Solomon last year when we bought him.
Yeah, I was excited just because it was kind of an unknown thing for me. You know, when you don't know what to expect, you think, hey, maybe it'll be absolutely wonderful. You know, and like I said, I did like what I saw of him when he played. You know, he surprised me in that there was more to his game than I expected. You know what I mean? He's not a Lucas Moura head down, run into you know, beat one player, run into 4 more. You know what I mean? Type of guy. Man, there's a little more to his game. One thing, so Adrian's saying that he needs to prove his fitness before clubs will take him on loan, but he's already been sent out on loan, right?
Who?
Solomon, hasn't he found a?
Solomon hasn't gone nowhere yet. Solomon's still at Tottenham, mate.
I thought for sure he found a club. My bad.
No,
okay, well,
I think Tottenham are considering sending him out on loan. They're trying to find options for him.
Gotcha.
But most of the options that are coming in from supposedly, if this is all right, are foreign options.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't care who takes him, just take him.
No, yeah, play a full season. You know, show us what you can do. Agreed. Big time agreed. Ilmatic is in the building. What's up, buddy?
Good afternoon, Ilmatic.
Yes, he says we definitely need backup for Destiny. We will get lots of injuries, just like all the clubs, and we do play some football that is kind of hard on the players. So yeah, we definitely will. A good point here, though. If Lancashire stays another year at Spurs instead of going on loan, he becomes club trained for UEFA competitions, and that might be something that they've got in mind. You know, I'm sure that that's definitely influencing keeping him here. I think. Would you say that probably, Jose? That's playing a role in the decision to keep him.
I look at it right. And I'm going to say, controversial, I'm going to say I'm really happy that we've got Richarlison and Solanke. Because Solanke, we know, up until now, touch wood, nothing goes wrong. Solanke gives you availability, and there's no substitute for availability. Richarlison gives you some form of availability. So I like the fact that you've got 2 people that compete for a role, right? So I like that.
Oh, yeah, it's always good. It pushes them to be better. I mean, yeah.
I like that. But in saying that, also, if Richie gets injured, then who replaces Richie?
Thanks, sure.
Who becomes the competition then for? So, you know, at the end of the day, it could be that they keep him, but then it could be that they use Sonny in that position as well. Listen, I'm not about there's 2 ways of looking at it. You keep youngsters around to learn more and train with the first team and learn but more about it, and it's good for the learning. But the next level to learning is playing with men. So if you're being kept with the first team and you're playing with the team and you're getting minutes, then that benefits you even more, right? Yeah. How many minutes? What the Tottenham have got to measure is how many minutes they think Lancashire's going to get, barring no injuries at all. If they map out a season for Lancashire, how much game time is Lancashire going to get?
Minuscule amounts.
Well, that's not for me to decide. That's for them to decide. But if that's the case, then it's going to be better off him going out on loan.
Yeah.
Because Lancashire is still 19. So even if Lancashire went out on a loan and then came back and was part of the first team squad next year, he would then become UEFA trained or whatever as well. As long as he does another year before he's 21. And he's 19 at the moment. So, you know, at the end of the day, it's all.
And maybe if a good loan comes open or you know, a team inquires about him, that we, you know, I mean, things can change all the time. Just because it looks like he's staying right now doesn't mean that he is for sure. Things change, you know, all the time. So
yeah, but it's if buts and monkey. That's like we keep saying. But the other thing I will say, did you watch the game, Colin? Didn't you? The Bayern game, didn't you?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. Did you see when Lancashire was coming on?
No. I mean, what about it?
When he was coming on, it was the same time that Harry Kane was coming on.
Yeah.
and they both said hello to each other on the touchline.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's photographs have gone out, and they've got comments saying the old meets the new and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
Right?
handing off the
Okay.
torch. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I saw the photographs, and I thought to myself, Harry Kane looks like an absolute beast and a monster when he stood beside Lancashire. That tells me that Lancashire's got a lot filling out to do.
For sure.
So,
Yeah. I mean,
so
if you think
whatever Lancashire looked like then is probably what Kane looked like at the same age.
oh, absolutely, Kane. Yeah. Not to be mean to Kane. I thought Kane looked a tiny bit overweight at the match. Like maybe he's not 100% like match fit yet.
Good. I'm glad that he's bulked up a bit of weight. It makes you fucking stronger. God.
That's true. Hell yeah, it does. Yeah, absolutely. But he's never really had a problem with his strength. You know what I mean? I don't think that's like one of his weaknesses or anything.
Sorry,
but
just for Queen Ellie, I'm going to change it then, Queen Ellie. I'm going to say I don't give 2 wasps in a whirlwind. That's just for you, Queen Ellie. I don't give 2 wasps in a whirlwind.
I love it.
It's just a comment that she's made later. So that's
I love
fine.
it. Love it.
So you've got Johnny Bethnal Green saying hello to your mum.
Big up, Johnny. You good dude.
Says that Ilmatic says we definitely need a backup for Destiny.
Yes, sir.
We get lots of injuries like all clubs.
Will that be Spence?
Yeah. Destiny says we definitely need a backup. Sorry. Destiny is saying Lancashire should stay in the squad with Moore. Queen Holly Hoiberg says Mikey Moore is better than Mala Solomon. You have no dispute whatsoever from me on that, Queen Ellie. None whatsoever. Nick is saying the only position that worries me right now is another 6 that has experience.
Yeah. A lot of people are saying that, man. Ellie went shopping in the t-shirt I gave her with Sunny, and it says Korean Jesus underneath. I don't know why I put it. I thought it was funny. And got lots of stares and smiles. I'm glad there were some smiles. I'm glad that no one was mad. But yeah, thanks for wearing that, Ellie. Big up. I appreciate you. The Soul King and the Vision could be the title of a blockbuster film.
Solanke and
oh man. Okay, for a second I was worried. Yeah. Okay.
Destiny reckons that Levy defo set up that photo op past for future PR stunt.
Perhaps.
Right, Ellie saying if butts and monkey nuts, isn't that a Kate saying? So I've changed it to I don't give 2 wasps in the whirlwind. So quote me, that's mine.
That's Jose's. That's Jose's from no one.
Magic says so psyched. Spurs gave Jemmy Donnelly a new 4-year deal, well deserved. Yeah, we said exactly the same.
For sure.
And Queen Ellie says Defoe was tiny and Keane too, and look how great those 2 small guys were. Yeah, but the thing is though, Ellie, right? What I'm saying is, right, when they were they were bulky players as well. They weren't tiny. They were tiny in height, but body wise, they looked like they had men's bodies, right? Lancashire don't look like he's got a man's body. He looked, right, pardon the pun, he looked like a pigeon. A pigeon, and forget Richarlison, he looked like a pigeon. That's how skinny he was. He looked like he was going to Trafalgar Square looking for scraps of bread. That's how thin he was. He looked like a pigeon. And then you looked at Harry Kane, and Harry Kane looked like the turkey that was getting ready for basting.
There you go.
There's the difference for you.
I love it. So yeah, guys, another question I had. We're getting close to the end of the show. I got to work pretty soon, but we are getting pretty close. Oh, here's Mom's version. She says, if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. That's the American way. Yep. And then so I had another quick question too.
Sorry, Destiny. I'm not disagreeing that he's physical, but just he looked in comparison next to Kane, he looked so much smaller.
It was like a kid. It was like a kid and a man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yeah,
but yeah, I'm not saying it's not one of his strongest attributes. I'm just saying that it looked like 2 polar opposites type things.
Yeah.
And Destiny saying, but Kane's a beast. And Ellie says Lancashire needs to be fed by the Queen.
Yeah, Ellie makes good food, everybody. That is a fact.
Go on then. What's your next one, mate?
So, guys, long term, where do you see Gray playing? Midfielder, easy for you. You didn't even have to think about it.
Midfielder all day long.
it's just for me. Since he's played right back in the past, he's played midfield in the past. I just think that is the perfect combination for this inverted fullback role. That's kind of a unique specialist role. Not a lot of teams play it.
Midfielder all day long.
Really,
This guy's future is in midfield for both Tottenham at the moment and for
and
England.
Yeah,
midfield. And I'm saying that if he does well and he does what he needs to do this season and next, and Mikey Moore is given opportunities and plays more first team football than what people expect and hits the ground running, them two boys have got a shout of being in the England squad for the World Cup.
Snap. You heard it here first, guys. You heard it here first. Yeah, great stuff. And yeah, everybody in the chat, let me know where you think he's gonna play. If you have an opinion on it, I'd be glad to hear it. Scott, I didn't even read it. I just clicked it. I think if he's going to be the player many of us fans think he will, Gray has to play in the midfield.
That's my Scott. It's only my opinion, mate. My opinion is midfield, not right back. That's my opinion. So yeah,
I guess I see him covering at right back. You know what I mean? But you're right. Long term midfield probably is.
I don't see him covering at right back at all. I think the cover for right back is Spence.
Spence. Okay.
The cover for fullbacks at the moment for me is Spence, right? So we're one defender out, right? If you wanted two in each position, we're one defender out.
Bye,
see you later, Julie. Take care.
Thanks for watching.
Colin will send you the links that you need, Julie.
Yep, we'll get them today. Don't worry.
Yeah, we're one shy in defence. So you've got Dragusin to cover Romero. You've got Davis is covering, who's the cover whether we like it or not for Van der Ven, and then left back and right back, it's Spence that can provide the cover for either one of them. We're short of one defender. I said it all along. We're short of one defender minimum.
I think we're gonna ride it out till January. I really do.
I think we're short of one defender minimum. And in midfield, we're stacked in midfield, but Gray becomes that midfielder. And I'm being honest here. I think that Gray is that good for that in the future he could become this fabled six.
There you go,
this
guys.
Fabled six that people say we need.
Everybody wants, that everybody's clamoring for. Yeah, absolutely. I'll let you know, I've wanted Gray for a long time. Ever since we started talking to Jess and all the Leeds crew. Archie Gray was a player I admired and wanted, and
but we watched him play. But we watched him play. I watched him play in the Championship last year, and I'll repeat this again. I've said this before. Last January, when the winter window, when clubs were looking to improve their squads, and they looked at the Championship, the two players in the Championship who stood head and shoulders above everybody were Gray and Adam Wharton. And a lot of people rated Gray higher than Adam Wharton. Palace bought Adam Wharton, right, for 20 million. Adam Wharton played for the next 6 months, right, till the end of the season from when he's gone in because Glasner got there. Played for the remainder of the season and got in the England squad. Wharton was deemed to be a better player than... Gray was deemed to be a better player than Wharton by many, many judges back then. So, at the end of the day, you've got to take a punt on these players, and we've taken a punt. But I have absolute faith in what I've seen so far of this boy in the Championship, and whether people agree with me or not, when I watched him play against Bayern, he was doing things at right back that a centre midfielder can do because he's playing two-footed, and he was doing it with 2 feet. I saw enough of him playing centre back to tell me that he could also play centre midfield. All right.
Yeah, very defensively astute.
When he played the game against Bayern, where he started and he played the first game that we played against Bayern, that we played out on tour. Yeah, in the first half, Bayern came at us and everybody got overrun. It weren't just Gray; it was the whole team got overrun. But people decided to give it to say that Gray wasn't good enough. Gray is good enough, but you got to give people a chance. Don't base it off 1 game, 2 games. And the other thing that I'm going to say is, unlike what you need from your players, right, for the season, right, and it doesn't matter what player we're looking at and what team we're looking at, what player we're looking at within the team. The one thing you need as a team is you need consistency. And I'm telling you now, you're going to get more consistency out of someone like Archie Gray than what you will get of a Bissouma or a bloody Pape Sarr, because they're not consistent. You, Colin, I think you said earlier on that Biss gives you one or two good games and then he goes hiding for 10 games.
Yes,
That's
sir.
not consistency. That is not consistency. We need players that are going to be consistent. And if Tottenham, with the players that we've got at the moment, the window hasn't shut yet, and I still want more players to be brought in. So let me caveat that as well. I want more players to be brought in, and I maintain that. And I've said it many a time. But for the players that we've got in our squad at the moment, what we lacked last year, and we need this year, is we need consistency. We need players to have more good games than bad. We need them to be consistent in their in playing. And I'm just
Yeah.
hoping if Tottenham's players, regardless who they are, raise their consistency levels, then it will stand us in good stead.
Yeah, because I mean, if everybody's on, we're a wonderfully well-oiled machine. But it's just like that's not always the case. So yeah, I mean, if we can get some consistency, I think we'll obviously, um, finish in a better position than last season. Uh, really hope so. And Daniel here, I love this. How about fans actually give some of these younger players a chance without judging them in proxy non-competitive games? And agreed, big agree. I mean, sometimes though it is the only time that a lot of people have seen them, so they will judge. Um, Graham saying that he 100% agrees with you, Jose. He said that Gray will become the monster six. That's why I want to see him and Benny pivot in 6 and 8 with Bergwall cooking at the 10. Dang, leaving Madison on the bench. Scott saying Wharton's clearly a level or three above Gray.
Right, Scott,
You skipped two.
Scott. I'm saying that many professional heads said that they were the two clear outstanding players in the championship. One was bought and he came, played a system, done really well. Archie Gray, you're not giving him a chance. And again, I did say you can't judge this player. Everyone got overrun by Bayern in the
Yeah,
first game against Bayern. Yet, Scott, you said again Gray was massively outclassed at Bayern. Shows he should go back to the championship a year development. Scott, that means the whole team should go back to wherever they came from because everybody got roasted and cooked in the first half against Bayern. It wasn't just Gray, it was everybody. For those people that understand football, you attack as a team and you defend as a team. So defensively and attacking, if we were getting roasted by Bayern, it wasn't on one player, it was on the 11 that played. So, you know, we've got to stop this bashing of Gray for one pre-season game that you're going to turn around and say that. You know, at the end of the day, it was the whole team that was overrun, not just the one player.
yep. Hey,
Hasbro,
Haz is here. What's up, buddy?
good evening, Harry, mate. I hope you're well.
Yeah, good to see you,
Says,
dude.
until we sign a proper six, we can forget winning anything. Daniel Coy says, I'm keeping the receipts from all Spurs fans who said since July the 2nd, when we signed Archie, saying he's not good enough without giving him a chance, when the flip flop will be there. Spurs GCTV says, the first game against Bayern, Gray had no support around him. He would be much better with Cootie and VDV behind him.
Big absolutely.
Harry says, I'm only getting through these because I know you got to go soonish. So Harry
Appreciate you,
says,
buddy.
got to be honest, I know Leeds fans rave about him, but this is just my personal opinion. I saw Gray last season for Leeds during the playoff and earlier, and I didn't think he was all that good, if I'm honest.
Hey, opinion? Yeah, no worries, man. No bashing of opinions here.
I just didn't think he was that great. He was okay.
That
Right,
was
people
yeah,
people are all
yeah.
talking amongst each other there, so I'm letting them talk. Paulio says, we have no interest in Chiesa, Paratici, nothing to do with signing new players. I did say something earlier about, I said if Paratici was involved, then we might have looked at sneaking maybe only if the attributes are right and the data leads them to it. Um,
Right.
we might have
Well,
sneaked a deal for Chiesa and maybe Locatelli and players like that because he likes to fish in Italian waters, Mr. Paratici.
he
But
does. He does. Maybe they're avoiding the smoke and or avoiding the troubles by letting that rest for a bit before he goes back in and does more deals in Italy. You know what I mean? With the trouble he's had, might have to let everything die down. Um, yeah, Polio. man, I wish we were in for Chiesa because he's quality. Same with Locatelli, really. Um, so
Right.
what else did we miss you?
Can you
Oh,
do me a
sorry.
favour? They're all talking to each other. Can you put my link in again
Yeah, of
now?
course,
And then
buddy. Yeah.
because you're just about to wrap up. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell people about my shows. So if that's okay, because I know you're
Please
wrapping
do.
up.
Yeah, and then I have a picture I want to show everybody before we end too.
Okay. Right.
Um,
So my link's been put in there for my channel. Most of you already subbed to me. So if you are, it's not a problem at all. I've got a show tonight at 10:30, I think, English BST, which is the mop-up show where we all can ask questions and answer sessions, and we all find out and we get to know about each other. I've done it at a time that I can reach the Australians that we've got in the community, the Indians, North Americans, and people from Europe. So I've done it at a time that suits or should be fitting for everybody. But then, so that's the mop-up show tonight. Tomorrow at 3:30 in the afternoon BST, I will have the first prediction show of the season, whereby I do the manual in, the same as what we did last year, same format that we did last year. But
half three. That's 9:30 for me, right?
I
Yeah,
think so.
6 hours.
Right. But then what I've got is, and I don't expect to be as busy as what it was last year, Colin. So if you're tired and all that, don't worry about it, because I don't expect to have as many people as I had last year doing it, because I've also got on my community page, I've got the other two competitions. So the Fantasy Premier League for LTL Cockerel that I'm running, and also Predict the Prem, which is predictions, but with a twist, because it counts for goals for and goals against, depending on what predictions you put in. And at the moment, the way we stand in Predict the Football, we currently have 35 people that have entered.
Let's pump those numbers up, guys.
And in the Fantasy Football, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47. There's 48 people that have entered the Fantasy Premiership. So, yeah, I will probably do a plug tonight. And what I'm going to do for a bit of fun tonight is whoever joins me will go from 20th to 1st and select who we think is going to finish where in the Premiership tonight, just for a bit of fun. And then if there's any questions, we'll fire some questions at each other. So, yeah, I'll be on tonight at 10:30. And
I'll
tomorrow,
probably have it on with the volume muted because I'll be working, but I'll put some dumb stuff in the chat. Just goof off and
then 3:30 tomorrow for predictions, first predictions show of the season. And then don't know whether I'm doing anything at the weekend, but on Monday I will be doing a show at 10:15, straight after the Tottenham Leicester game, just gathering people's thoughts on what they thought about the game itself.
That is all set up for you, buddy, by the way.
Yeah, so that's where you'll be able to find me. So I just wanted to make sure that I let people know before we jumped off. And as we say that, tequila.
Yeah, text in the house. Tequila, what is up? Big up to you, Tequila. Oh, sweet. Daniel saying he's gotten to work tomorrow, so he'll be watching. Good stuff.
Okay.
Good stuff. And you guys, I just wanted to throw up something I found on Twitter that I thought was hilarious today. So you guys get to see it. Let me get this comment off here for a sec. And the banner. God, I suck at this.
There's tequila. Afternoon tequila. Hope you're well, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so this person on Twitter said, Saka snatched Bale's chain in the nastiest way. He went from left back to right wing route and did it better than Bale. And then below it says, Saka has more goals and assists than Tottenham's best ever player, Gareth Bale. Saka is only 22 years old. Then this lovely person says, did you even watch football when Bale played for Tottenham? This guy said, I watched clips on YouTube and I can confidently say he's not better than the 22-23 version of Saka. And why the hell would anyone want to watch Tottenham play? It's just funny how people are. I just thought that was probably the dumbest thing I'd ever seen. And so I wanted to share it with you guys. But
all I've got to say, just to counteract these two people talking to each other, is the Holy Grail and regardless that we support Tottenham, the Holy Grail for players is Real Madrid. And Saka has never ever been talked about at Real Madrid in any circles whatsoever. Gareth Bale went and played for Real Madrid and was a 4-time European Champions League winner.
Right. Was a huge factor in them
Mul-
winning
mul-
trophies.
multiple
You know?
league winner, and just tell me what Saka has won. That's it. And I've got no hate for Saka because I like him. He's a good player.
Yeah.
Plays for England.
I
But
just think that this Jay guy is an idiot, and so I wanted to throw that up here. But yeah,
I mean,
no,
just out of interest, did you know that yesterday was the European Super Cup was played last night? So that's when the Champions League winner Real Madrid plays against the Europa League winner, which was Atlanta. Real Madrid won 2-0, right?
Yeah.
But their lineup was Courtois in goal. They had Carvajal, Eder Militao, and they had the German boy who used to play with Chelsea, played centre half, the bulky one.
Oh yeah, Rudiger.
Yeah, Rudiger. And then left back they had Ferland Mendy. In midfield they had Tchouaméni, Valverde. Behind the front three they had Bellingham, and their front three yesterday was Vinicius Junior, Kylian Mbappe, and the other Rodrigo. That was their team yesterday. And at the end of the day, how many Arsenal players have got to play at Real Madrid? That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to leave it there because I don't hate on teams, so just going to leave it there.
Like I said, I just saw that. I was browsing Twitter and I thought it was funny, so I thought I'd show you guys. But Destiny saying numbers don't lie. Bale's the most successful British player to go abroad of all time. Big up, big agree. And Paulie was saying that Saka's not fit to lace Bale's boots. Guys, we are very close to the end of the show. I wanted to go back through and I started some things. Nick, I'm going to get to you about how to get to the community page. Super easy. I'll talk to you after the show. Pete became a YouTube member. Big up, Pete, and he gifted 5 Talking Ball memberships, which means that when we do the member show, we've got more people who will join us, and I love that. I love seeing you guys. Jamie asked some wonderful questions, and it's a topic that I'm passionate about, but I didn't think today was the right time.
Right. So what he said is, I'm seeing a lot of negativity on X regarding anything to do with Tottenham. I believe that some people are wanting us to fail just so they can grow their channel.
Yeah.
Then he says, there is a channel which I won't name who's just constantly negative and it just irritates me. Even if I block them, it still comes up on my time. So I think he means his feed. I feel like some channels are like AFTV. Now, that's an opinion that you have, Jamie. And I've just read out your opinion. I'm not going to comment on that because at the end of the day, it's running channels and doing channels is hard work. And of course, everybody is going to have we don't all agree. Everyone's going to have different opinions on things and that. All I ever say to people is, just be respectful of each other and support the team the way that you want to support them, and just be respectful to each other.
And I've noticed too, I've become a much happier person when I've just gotten away from the stuff that's bothered me. I know you said you've tried and it's still showing up. You might try to block them or something because, I mean, it's just I'm a much happier person just not paying attention to things that irritate me, So And Jamie, hit me up. Let's talk. Hit me up on WhatsApp, man. I'd love to chat. But yeah, exactly. Everybody. Sorry,
just for Nick. Nick, if you're still here, all you do, mate, is you go to El Tel Cockerel, right? So you go to the channel. So you go to the channel, and once you go to the channel, you just press community, and when you go to community, you will find the Fantasy Premier League is there, and underneath it, so the members channel, the members show's already finished, so the members link's gone. But you'll see the last 2 posts that are in there are both. One of them's it gives you a link for the Premier League for the fantasy, and there's a code to join the league once you selected your team. And then for the online predictions, you've got a link there and also the code to get into the league. So it's as simple as that. That's all you do is you go onto LTOG, the community page, and you find it from there.
Awesome, blossom. Oh, let me get you back. Sorry, I didn't mean to hide you. But yeah, here's Jose again. He's back. But yeah, that's awesome stuff. I feel like it's been a great show, you guys. We've covered pretty much everything there was to cover today.
No, sorry, Nick. No, you don't have to use a computer. You can go into your phone and go into the community from your phone as well. and then from your phone you just hit the link. Just make sure you write down the code, because you need a code to get into the league. But just hit the link, write down the code, hit the link, and it will take you to the page. You pick your team if you're doing fantasy, and then enter the code, and that enters you into the league. Same as the other one, mate. Vice versa. But they both, the fantasy, and it doesn't matter what competition you're doing. Premiership starts tomorrow, so you have probably 24 hours from now to get it done. But I'm just reminding people now, and I'm reminding people in tonight's show, it's your time to get into it if you want to play.
Boom,
Lovely.
Boom.
Thank
Absolutely.
you very
Well,
much.
Yeah, everybody, thank you so much, especially to Pete. Thank you so much for your membership and for gifting memberships. Also, thanks to everybody for being here. I mean, you don't have to have a membership to be family and part of the family. You know, I don't want it to seem like that at all. Love all you guys. Thanks everybody for being here. Thank you for nobody making fun of my hobo beard that I've got right now. I really need to shave this thing off. I look like I'm homeless, but that's fine. Yeah, everybody, thanks again for everything. And as always, like I always say, have a great day. Be good to yourself. Be good to other people. And yeah, try to do something nice for somebody today. It's something even silly. Like if you're walking down the street and someone's got a cool shirt, say, hey, that's a cool shirt. You know, just little things. People, everybody, you know, you never know who's having a hard time. And a little tiny compliment like that could make somebody's day. You know, they won't forget it. It's all good stuff. I just think that, you know, and yeah, everybody just be nice in even small ways, and you really can change things. So that's me. Enough of me being a softie. But yeah, any closing words from you, Jose?
No, I echo it. You know, at the end of the day, believe it or not, there's all fan bases are divided. So I hear people saying, "Yeah, but we're more divided than others." No, all fan bases are divided. No fan base agrees with each other 100%. No, it doesn't happen. It's not reality. People are living in an alternate world, and that's what they believe. That it's only Tottenham. It's every fan base, because every fan base has different opinions as well. So you know, at the end of the day, support your team the way that you support it. We know that you all support, regardless of where you're coming from. The one common thing that we've got is that we all support Tottenham Hotspur, and supporting means that we want to see our team do well. And then apart from that, yeah, come tonight 10:30, I'm on, and I'm gonna say, come on, you mighty Spurs, in and I trust.
Me too. I trust you as well.
And hashtag 14 Archie Gray.
Yes, good stuff. All right, well, just for funsies, since we didn't get to do it today, I'll close out with the Keeper West Ham theme, just for fun, because who doesn't need that in their day? So everybody, we'll play that, and then we will see you next time. Everybody, make sure you get over to Jose's tonight, please. It'll be a good time. Oh yeah, be nice to each other. Like when you let one go in the car, roll the window down, let that sucker air out. Yeah, absolutely. Good stuff. All right, guys. Bye. Have a good day.
Peace.